Okay, I'm guessing we can start now?
Yes, you may, Madam Chairman, go ahead.
All right, well, thank you. This is the Professional Services Committee meeting for October the 21st, 2021. Ms. Prater, I'll ask you to please do a roll call.
Mara Dare, you're muted.
Unmute, Mara.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Jack Shea,
Here.
Corey O'Connor, Dr. Gilliam,
Present.
Sylvia Wilson,
Here. So it sounds like everybody is here, right, Ms. Prater?
yes, everyone but Corey
Except
O'Connor.
for Corey O'Connor. All right,
Correct.
thank you so much. All right, do we have any information items today?
Madam Chair, we do not. We only have
All right.
action items today.
All right, thank you so much. All right, we will start with the first action item, which is about a short list. There's a motion to approve a short list for the on-call CM services, and I will turn it over to you, Ms. Williams.
Madam Chair, I will then turn the entire thing over to Michael. There's Michael, to the Director of Regional Conveyance, Mike Lichton. Mike, take it away.
All right, thank you, Arletta. Yeah, this short list is to do construction management for the 07 access shaft across the river in McKees Rocks. The station's undergoing some severe corrosion. Some of the surfaces are worn and needs a new roof, new HVAC system. So this project is to really fix up the access shaft and bring it up to current standards. We had a list of 10 on-call consultants, which we shortlisted down to 3. The 3 had one had prior experience in roofing, and the other 2 worked on the bubbler panels at the 5 pump stations. So they've had some prior experience associated with these type of projects, and we would recommend that those 3 out of the 10 be shortlisted.
All right, well, thank you so much. Do we have any questions or comments on any of these businesses or in the process? My guess is we would not have any questions on the process because you guys have a fine-tuned process.
No questions for me.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm not hearing any questions or comments, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to ask for a motion to approve in a second.
So moved.
Jack, you seconded it? Yep, it's Jack. So it's Ms. Gilliam and Mr. Shea. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we're having a hard time hearing Jack, but I know he's on. All right, item B is a motion to recommend the approval of service authorization of Mott McDonald for engineering consultant services. And this is in regard to the Ohio River Tunnel final design. Ms. Williams?
Madam Chair, before I address this issue, Joey, would you please unmute? That's the only way we're going to be able to hear Jack.
Arletta, it is. We were making sure that he can hear you guys.
Very good. Thank you. Mott McDonald and the Ohio River Tunnel final design. How many times can I say a long time coming?
Yep.
A significant project with respect to the overall clean water program. Certainly understand that not everyone is fond of tunnels, but as the United States Environmental Protection Agency has assured us, they understand that tunnels and this tunnel system as it is being designed and expand, I should say, being expanded upon, is the gray backbone of any long-term solution. With that, I will turn the particular matter over to the Director of Engineering and Construction, Kim Kennedy. Take it away, Kim.
Thank you, Arletta. So if you remember, we did award the Ohio River Tunnel design back in September. So right after the September board meeting, we distributed the cost proposals, opened them, and started working on the negotiation. A reminder that this project is not just the design of the Ohio River Tunnel, but there's also 6 near-surface packages. So there will be 7 biddable packages associated with this award, and the estimated construction value is $410 million. So even though a $22 million design fee does seem high, it's a very expensive construction project and it's highly complex. Mott worked with us throughout the negotiations, and we feel, and also that this is going to require 38 months. So this is also not fast. So it's going to take 38 months to get us to the bid phase through, the incremental design phases and also permitting. So with that, we would ask for your approval of this not to exceed fee for the design phase of the Ohio River Tunnel.
All right, thank you. And I know, Ms. Williams, you talked about people unhappy about tunnels, but I know I was on 2 visits where the tunnels were in construction, and the value of what was going to occur from those tunnels being there. Well, in Cleveland, they already had one and completed, and they were working on another. In Washington, D.C., they were working on it, and the value of what those tunnels were going to do to eliminate a large amount of water and damage far outweighs just someone not liking to have a tunnel. So that's my comment. Are there any other comments or questions from others? Dr. Gilliam? Jack?
No question.
Nope. No questions. All right, then I'll have a motion in a second, please, to approve.
Ms. Wilson, I would recommend that we read the entire motion. Although it has been posted online and is available, if anybody is joining and doesn't have the agenda in front of them.
They're listening. I'll do that.
Yes.
I thought you guys sometimes didn't like that I read the whole thing, so I was trying to be brief this time around. But I'll read the whole thing. The motion is to recommend approval of service authorization to Mott McDonald under the agreement for engineering consultant services for an amount not to exceed $22,036,266 to perform the scope of services under capital project S445, the Ohio River Tunnel final design. And again, Ms. Gilliam, I'm assuming you will do the motion, and Mr. Shea, the second, correct? Because the 2 of you are here. Otherwise, it would be me making the motion, which kind of doesn't make sense since I'm talking.
Yes.
Okay, all righty. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, thanks, Jack. We heard you very well that time. Thank you. Item C, the motion is to recommend modification of service authorization 274 to GAI Consultants under the agreement for engineering consultant services for an amount not to exceed $90,000 to provide additional engineering support services during the ongoing STAC testing. All right, Ms. Williams.
Madam Chair, this is another long-term item, not a long time in coming, but it's never ending. And I will turn it to the Director of Operations and Maintenance, Doug Jackson, for further details.
Thank you, Arletta. Good afternoon, committee members. Pretty easy to follow a $90,000 ask after Kim's ask. Just saying. So if you recall the ongoing testing that we're doing, we came to the committee and the board in April for what I would say would be a standard ask of doing testing for each of our 2 incinerators, once in June for one of the units, and then once in August. It actually got rescheduled to a couple weeks ago in October. I came to the committee last month with a different request as a result of the results of the June testing of incinerator number 2, which the preliminary indication was that it had failed for lead and it had failed for cadmium. So that report has been in the health department's hands under review. They have actually posed some questions to us, trying to get some validity to some of the results that are there. But knowing that we were going to have to do something to be in compliance with that unit, last month we came and you authorized GHD, a service authorization, to dig into the weeds a little bit more to try to figure out why the results were what they were. We received that draft report from them last Friday that is currently under review. Going forward, we recognize after discussing with the health department the strategy for compliance on unit number 2, we have a need in the near term to do 2 sets of stack testing, which is why this ask is for $90,000. So we tentatively have scheduled some diagnostic stack testing in the middle of November based upon GHD's recommendations to modify some operating parameters to try to see how we can be in compliance before we ultimately have full compliance testing. So this ask for GAI for $90,000 is for 2 sets of stack testing, both on incinerator 2, one to do diagnostic testing in the middle of November. Based upon those results and scheduling of availability, it would likely be the first month or 2, probably at the earliest, that we would do compliance testing on that same unit. That was a lot. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
It was a lot of information, but it's important to hear it. Any questions or comments?
No question.
All right, thank you.
I think that this is definitely important. We definitely need to understand the pollutants that are coming out of that stack. So, all right, carry on.
Thank you. May I have a motion in a second to approve, please?
So moved.
Okay, Jack is seconding it. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, motion carries. Item D, the motion to recommend modification of service authorization 324 for Quad 3 to provide services during construction for the electrical distribution upgrades project for an amount not to exceed $190,550. All right, Ms. Williams?
Madam Chair, I should have pointed out that items C, D, E, and F are all modifications of existing service authorizations, as opposed to B, which was an initial award or award of the fee for an authorization. For service authorization 324 for Quad 3, ongoing work that I will refer yet again to the Director of Engineering and Construction. Nowhere near as much money to talk about, but I'm sure she'll fill the space.
Thank you, Arletta. So the electrical distribution system upgrade is one of our plant expansion projects. We awarded it at the board meeting back in July for both a general and an electrical. So this is following up on that award to fund Quad 3 to allow to perform services during construction. And just a couple of many things, you know, services during construction, they'll review the submittals, review change orders from contractors, attend site visits and inspections as required throughout the construction, review as-built drawings so that we, as the owner, have good documentation of the as-builts, and then startup and training assistance, which is very valuable from the designer of record. So that is some of the stuff that they'll be doing over the next 18 months to support us through this construction project.
Okay, do you have any questions or comments on this? All right, thank you. Here. No? Okay, could I have a motion in a second to approve, please?
So moved.
Okay, thank you. We have that. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. I didn't hear Jack that time, but we do have 2. All right, item E is a motion to recommend modification of service authorization 350 for AE Works Inc. Limited for additional work associated with the design phase of the environmental compliance facility for an amount not to exceed $72,781. All right, Ms. Williams?
Madam Chair, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, very good. I will, while you can still hear me, I'll kick this over to Kim yet again.
All right. Thank you, Arletta. So this one is associated with the parking garage, which is currently under construction, and the environmental compliance facility, which is our building that also houses our lab, which is in design. So this modification kind of includes some geotechnical efforts, just additional geotechnical efforts that were associated with the parking garage, and then some additional design and permitting issues that we encountered for the lab facility, which a lot of it had to do with wanting to move our electronic sign and the associated coordination with the city and required to ask for that variance. So everything is moving along quite nicely with the parking garage construction, and we will be in a position to bid the environmental compliance facility to time it such that we'll be done with the parking garage and then move in to start building our new lab facility. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Sounds good. It's glad to hear that things are moving along.
Yes.
Yes.
It's good.
Yes. That's true. Okay, could I please have a motion and a second to approve item E?
So moved.
And Mr. Shea seconds it. All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Item F, a motion to recommend modification of service authorization 351 for GLZ for additional work associated with the construction management services for contract 1711, the annual interceptor cleaning, for an amount not to exceed $42,966.22. Ms. Williams.
Madam Chair, I will turn this one over once again to the Director of Regional Conveyance. Michael, have at it.
Thank you, Arletta. The annual interceptor cleaning contract was primarily a cleaning contract we implemented to clean Middle Chartiers Creek. It's about 3 miles long. It was a $3.6 million contract awarded to Jet Jack. We started the project in late 2019. It's been delayed by a number of items, including COVID and Hurricane Ida. During Hurricane Ida, his bypass pumping setup was washed out. So the contract's gone much longer than was originally anticipated. And DRZ, our construction manager, they are running out of budget. Their original budget was around $220,000. They're running out of budget for this contract. It's anticipated to end in December or early January, February. So we think this amount will carry them through the construction management of the project, and we would request this service authorization. So if you have any questions for me, I would be happy to answer.
I would say that it's important to continue the work and not leave it undone. So obviously this is it's an important thing that we have to approve today. But if there's any questions or comments, you can take that now. Any questions or comments, folks?
No. One of the things I was just sitting here thinking about how, we go through these items quickly, but this really does have an impact on people's lives, whether or not they know it. If those interceptors get backed up and the water doesn't flow through properly, it really has an impact. So I know it feels like it's quick, but it's because this stuff is important and it needs to be approved. So thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Dr. Gilliam. That's one of the things that I talk about often when I'm talking with other folks out here. They just don't realize the amount of work that's being done on their behalf and what's being done that keeps them safe. And if things didn't work, they'd be in a world of trouble. And I appreciate the work that all of the employees at ALCOSAN does, because everything they do is so very critical. So I agree with you. All right, at this time, can we have a motion and a second to approve, please?
So moved.
All right, Mr. Shea, seconds. All in favor, please say aye.
Take your ticket with you. Stay on level 2 of the garage.
Aye.
Return to the car.
Okay, aye. So the motion carries. All right, at this time, I believe that completes our action items for today. Is that correct, Ms. Williams?
That is correct.
All right, then. Do we have anything new that we weren't aware of?
There is no new business to bring before the committee today. I thank the committee for your kind attention.
Yes. And we appreciate, like I said, we appreciate everything you guys do. It's so critical. We'd be in so much trouble if you all weren't so efficient at everything that you do. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, then, folks, we will adjourn for today and we'll speak soon.
Thank you very much. Talk to you guys.
Thank you, committee.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yep. All right. Thank you.